everyone, thank you so much for joining me on my channel. So I am really excited about this video because I get to share with you guys all the products that I've loved throughout 2014 and probably will throughout 2015 as well. But I've discovered so many amazing beauty finds for 2014 that I definitely didn't want this opportunity to pass by without sharing some with you guys. Now, most of my beauty favorites are not extremely high-end products. There are a mix of inexpensive as well as products that are on the higher end side of it as well. The first thing I'm going to talk about are foundations. Now, I've loved two foundations this year, and if you guys have been watching my video for a bit, you know that these are not going to be a surprise because, for one, the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream Foundation is one that I've used on my channel consistently. So I do have it in two colors. One is fawn and the other one is amber. I initially started out with amber in the summer and I moved up a little bit with fawn, and sometimes I mix the two together just to get a perfect complexion or a perfect color for me. And I love these foundations so much. If you have oily skin, if you have, I would say, combination to oily skin, and you are looking for a foundation that is really going to lock down, or if you have a lot of blemishes that you want to cover, this is definitely the perfect foundation for you. I do have a review on this foundation and I will link that down below for you guys, because I honestly think that, as I said, if you are on the combination to oily side, or if you have pigmentation, or if you just want to have a flawless airbrush looking skin, this foundation is going to give you that, and it definitely lasts for 12 hours or more. So absolutely love that one. The other one is not going to be a surprise again. This little baby here, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I discovered this, I would say, later on in 2014, but I wish I had known about this foundation earlier. I did, but every time I go to get my shade, which is bronze 5W1, they've always been sold out. So when I finally got a chance to get this foundation, I have not put it down since. So my next product, and I'm going kind of backwards here, but it is definitely on this little primer here, and this is the Baby Deluxe sample size, which retails for almost, I think, almost $30. It's about $26, and I initially got a sample of this in my Hourglass Ambient Light and Powder palette, and I had it sitting there for months without touching it. And one day I decided to give it a try, and I loved it so much that I went and I got this size. I think they were out of the bigger size when I did purchase this, but I did just purchase what they have, and I use this so much, and I still have 3/4 left in the bottle, because you need just a little bit in order for you to kind of blend it over the face, and it just make your foundation stick. It doesn't move, there's no shininess, it just lets everything sit well on the skin. So it does have sort of like a runnier texture, so even if you are on the drier side, this will definitely work for you. The only thing I caution with deep dark skin is just to be careful with how much you use, and just make sure you blend it in really well, because if you're really dark, it does tend to give you a slight gray cast to the skin. It doesn't have SPF or anything to it, but I do notice that it gives a really small amount of grayness to the skin, only because it's a white-ish, you know, product. So just be careful with that. But other than that, it's the best primer that I've used probably ever. So moving on to the next products. To be honest, I actually wrote these down, and I didn't realize that I wrote them down pretty much like from skin to, you know, other things. But let's stick on to skin. And this is not, once again, not going to be a surprise to you guys, but I've been using these for a few years. They are the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. These Pro Longwear Concealers I do have in many different colors, but the ones that I use for under eye highlighting is the NC35 mixed with the NW35. I find that the NW35 just In the summer it's perfect for me, but in the winter time I tend to want something a little bit more a little bit brighter, because obviously I lose the tan, so I do need something just a little bit lighter. So I do use mostly the NC35 mixed with the NW35, and I just mix those based on what I'm looking for that particular moment. If for my everyday I don't want to go with something like the MAC Pro Longwear and mix in and, you know, blend it, I do turn to this baby here. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I've been using this concealer ever since it was released. Before it blew up and became one of the must-have, I've been using this concealer. And if you guys are someone that has been watching my channel since day one, you would see this all the time, because this is such an amazing concealer. It doesn't have the texture like the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. The texture is a little bit different. It's a little bit thicker, but it's not very heavy, if that makes sense. You do need just a little if you're not someone that loves a heavier coverage, but this is able to give you a sheer nice under eye highlight, which is what I'm using, what I use today. But if you want more coverage, if you are someone that has dark circles, you could definitely get away with using this, because it is going to give you that coverage under the eyes. If you want to highlight, if you want to conceal, this is an amazing product, because the consistency is just perfect for you guys to build on. So I've loved this for many years, and I will definitely continue to purchase this one. And the next product, oh my god, okay, this is a product that you guys would see a lot of on my channel, and it is the Makeup Forever what is it, the sculpting kit. And I've had this in my collection for years and never touched it. I purchased it one year from IMAX, and I got the one in number 3. And this highlighting shade here is exactly like a beauty powder, but the shades are so friendly to different skin tones. Most beauty powders nowadays, they are very pale, they are very light, and they're only pretty much geared to fairer skinned women. But I find that the Makeup Forever Sculpting Kit, it kind of gives you a shade for you to highlight that will correspond with the contour. So if you choose, like, say kit number 1, the beauty powder or the highlighting powder would be more lighter, but the darker you get, the darker this gets as well. So the two kind of work together. The texture of it, it does have a slight sheen to it, so you are getting a slight golden sheen to it, but it's not something that when you look at someone you're gonna think, oh my god, she's wearing so much highlighter under her face. It just gives you this really nice skin looking under eye highlight, and I absolutely love that, especially for this time of the year. And I'm telling you, an hour or 2 into wearing this powder it's like the longer you wear it, the more beautiful it gets. Like the other powders I've been loving for highlighting and contour, once again, you guys are not going to be surprised. And that is the thing with me. When I love something, I use it to death. I mean, I use it nonstop. And one of the things that I've just been in love with lately are my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour and highlighting powders. Now, I did initially get the original contour and highlighting palette, which looks like this, but I find that out of this palette, or I should say that this is a palette that was made for someone with much fairer skin than I do. It could have been better, especially as a first launch for Anastasia, to consider people with deeper skin tones. So that is why I jumped back on Anastasia's website, and I did purchase and made a kit for myself that I think is going to suit my skin tone better. I do plan on doing a video for you guys, especially my deeper skin girls, to talk about these powders, because I definitely think that this is something that is just a must-have, especially if you want to just have a palette where just everything is in there. Your highlighting powder, your contour, your bronzing, you can mix and match colors. Sometimes I use, you know, this color to kind of set you know, my face. It's just, there's the possibilities of these are just endless, and that's why I love them, and that's why they're in my faves, and they're probably gonna be for the rest of the year. Let's move on to highlighters. I did talk about the highlighting powders, and that is great to set the under eye, but if you want to use highlighters that is going to really sculpt your face, so once you put on your contour just to give you this glow that you're seeing on my cheeks right now, the ones that I've loved this year are, you guys are not gonna like this one because it was a limited edition. The good news is that MAC has re-released this highlighter right now. To be honest, I've swatched the one that they have. It's not as beautiful as this one right here. I'm not sure why, but you know, MAC does do that sometimes. They tend to play with the colors even though they name it the same thing. The name of this one is called Perfect Topping. It was released earlier this year in the Fantasy of Flowers, I think, collection, but oh my goodness, this highlighter is just the perfect highlighter for me. If you look closely, it does have like lavender, peach, and this champagne gold boning throughout it, but when you swatch this to me is just such a perfect highlighter. It's not too shiny, it's not too golden, when you put it on, it doesn't look like, wow, she's highlighted. So this is the highlighter that I've reached for mostly on a day-to-day basis. If I'm not reaching for this one on a day-to-day basis, the other one that I tend to reach for is the Becca Opal Pressed Highlighter. Now, I love this highlighter, but I find that I can't wear it in the summertime because I'm on the oilier side. But I'm telling you, this thing here, this Becca Opal highlighter is such a beautiful highlighter. It's on the pricier side, especially when you compare it to these other ones that I just mentioned, but it's so worth it. It's so finely milled, and the impact of it is immense. Like, I mean, there's nothing that can be compared to the Opal highlighter. I mean, to the Becca highlighters. I do only have the Opal because that's just the one that I love. But if you are fairer, you can go with Moonstone, and if you want more variety, I think there are 2 other shades that you can purchase as well. Oh my goodness, I love those highlighters so much. Now for eyeshadows, and I probably should have left this category for last because it's a category that has gotten so much attention from me lately. I would say, as much as I purchased a lot of eyeshadows this year, I think 2 brands were the only ones that stuck out in my head this year. And of course, the honorable mention has to go to none other than Makeup Forever Artist Shadows. Oh my goodness. Now, when I purchased these eyeshadows, I'll say this, it's almost like they made my other eyeshadows worthless. Never thought that I could have encountered a better eyeshadow until I came upon this palette here. Okay, now I've never bought any eyeshadows from Anastasia. I love her brow products. I've been using those for years. And of course, I just shared that I love her contouring palette, but when I saw this palette, I fell in love with it, picked it up, you know, used it a couple times, and I was so blown away by the quality of the eyeshadows, especially after, you know, my Makeup Forever Artist eyeshadows. So I thought it was kind of fluke, you know, I was like, okay, maybe because they're in smaller ones, you know, I love them because they're good. But oh my goodness, I went and I purchased a palette from her website of her individual eyeshadows, and I am truly in love. They are amazing eyeshadows. I can't compare them to my Makeup Forever because those are still on another level for me, but as I said, these are eyeshadows that after I use them, after experimenting with them and seeing the colors and the textures, they did such an amazing job putting these eyeshadows together. They are absolutely amazing. This is something that I'll share with you guys as well. I plan to get more of these colors, but this was just for me to see if I was just having a good day with that palette or if they were actually as good as I thought they were gonna be, and they're actually better. So where am I? Oh, let's talk about lashes. Okay, so there are two eyelash companies that I fell in love with this year. The first one is Cocoa Lashes and the second one is House of Lashes. Now, I've heard about this company for a very long time. If you guys are on Instagram, I'm sure you would have seen a lot of people, even here on YouTube, a lot of people using this brand. The ones that I did decide to try were the Temptress and the Pixilux. The Pixilux is one that I've wanted for a very long time. Bands are not very thick, even though the bands on this one is a lot thicker than the bands on these ones. But they're very easy to apply. They last for a very long time. They have really unique styles, so that is, you know, one of the things that I love about them. They're not your run-of-the-mill, you know, drugstore or beauty supply store lashes. They do take the quality and the styles to the next level, and they don't pre-package lashes. There are a lot of lash companies that just take the regular, say the 747, the Demi-Wispies and whatnot, repackage it and just put another brand on it, but these ones are different. The other ones too that don't do that are the Cocoa Lashes. I find that with the Cocoa Lashes you're getting a different kind of style. Mind you, these lashes are not for the faint of heart. They are really dramatic. They're really thick. The bands are quite thick. I find it very hard to wear these eyelashes without putting a eyeliner on. So the styles that I have here is Goddess, and I think you guys have seen me use this before. I'm wearing Ariel right now. These ones are Foxy and these ones are Misha. And I think they're really inexpensive for what you're getting, especially this one here. I think they're $6.99 on the I forgot the website, but I'll leave a link to that below. But they're really expensive. They're about $6.99 and they last for a very long time. I love these a lot. And you know, if you're not someone that wants to pay, you know, $40–50 for a pair of lashes, but you do want something that is going to give you that drama and look really natural, apart from the the Cocoa Lashes. I'm talking about the House of Lashes here. Those are great, but if you are someone that loves really dramatic lashes, the Cocoa Lashes are great. Not that you can't find natural styles in the Cocoa Lashes, it's just the ones that I loved and the styles that I enjoyed were very, you know, long, dramatic, and thicker. And since I did mention this product, I want to include it as well as one of the best discoveries of 2014. I literally was going around to Masque, to Sephora, to every beauty counter I come across, asking, testing out gel liners. I wanted something that is gel, that is long lasting, but something that is more creamier than your typical Black Track or Maybelline or any other gel liners out there. And when I came across this Inglot gel liner, to be honest, all my eyeliner problems were solved. God answered my prayer, and this is exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, it is the number 7 eyeliner gel from Inglot, and I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this, but it is as good as you've heard. It's amazing. So let's go to lip products and then I'll do a little bit of skincare. But lip products, the first things I want to mention are some lip glosses. And once again, if you guys have been watching my channel, you do know that I don't use lip gloss very often. I actually don't like lip glosses at all. I wear a shiny lip sometimes, but I feel like I'm past that stage of a glossy lip. I like more of a matte textured lipstick or a creamy textured lipstick. But when I came across these lip glosses, of course YouTube made me do it. The Gerard Cosmetics lip glosses. I hate the fact that it has a light, to be honest, like that little, you know, crazy light thing, but the colors are really, really beautiful. They're really pigmented, and what I was gonna say is that they're not glossy. Like, they don't give you that glossy, shiny lip. They just give you a really nice, creamy texture to your lipstick or whatever, however you choose to wear it. But I just feel like these are the quality of these products are amazing. And what I also love is that as much as if you go on the website, the pricing is a little bit more than you probably want to pay for a lip gloss, especially if you're someone that buys mostly drugstore makeup. But they have amazing coupon codes for Gerard Cosmetics. The lipsticks that I loved and fell in love with this year were the Wet n Wild lipsticks. Yes, these lipsticks I think retail for probably about $2.49 each. But apart from the packaging, if you had put these lipsticks in a different packaging, I'm sure these are lipsticks that you would probably pay as much for as you would those NARS Audacious lipsticks. I mean, these are amazing lipsticks, and as much as I'm a matte girl, this is a texture that I think is just perfect. It's not matte, but it's not shiny, it's not glossy. I'm actually wearing well, a mixture of things, but I did pop on this one here called Think Pink on my lips today, and I have more of these, but these are just the ones that I love. This one is Think Pink. Oh my god, then my favorite of all is probably, well, there's two of them. This one here called Pink Sugar, which is a really, it's a really pale nude. It actually reminds me of Max Myth right there. Then you have this color here, which is my second favorite, called Bare It All. If you are looking for the ultimate Kylie Jenner lip that you don't want to splurge on, it reminds me even of the Kat Von D Lolita lipstick. This one is absolutely perfect. Then of course come summer, I am going to be rocking Pinkerbell, which is this really gorgeous corally pink. That is, where is it? That is right there. So there's so many colors, and of course if you are still in winter mode, Spiced with Rum is pretty. And another pink one is called Don't Blink Pink, which is a gorgeous fuchsia pink, which is right there. They are so pigmented, the colors are so gorgeous, it's not patchy, it wears amazingly on the lips. Of course, the regular lip liners, Max Spice, Max Hover, but another one that I want to mention is Cork. You guys of course have seen me use Cork a lot on my channel. I don't hear a lot of people speaking about Hover, but oh my goodness, Hover is the perfect lip liner for just darker skin tone. Is absolutely gorgeous. And of course I'll swatch it next to Spice, which is a color that I use pretty often as well. So this right here is, they're swatched very close together, but right there you can see Hover and beside it you see Spice. And I'm going to swatch Cork beside it, which is a nice brownie color. This is sort of like a cooler toned brown that is absolutely gorgeous on deeper skin tones. And one of the other colors I've discovered from MAC is a pro longwear lip pencil called Etc. It's just a really pale nude that I like to use if I don't want to I use it as a lipstick as well as a lip liner. From the drugstore, my fave this year, and I just cannot get enough of them, are these Rimmel Exaggerate full color lip liners. Guys, get into this. This is a beautiful product. It's long wearing, the colors are intense. You can use them as lipsticks, you can use them as lip liner. They have a really matte texture, so if you are into that whole matte textured lip, those are absolutely gorgeous. I just have a couple skincare to mention. Okay, so recently I discovered, well, not recently, recently I discovered this store that just recently opened close to where I live or in my mall, and it's called The Face Shop. Now, The Face Shop is located all over the world, but it is a Korean-based skincare company, and I literally was in skincare heaven at this store. The prices are amazing. So you can get anything from this one is a cleansing milk that I paid maybe $10 for, and this literally melts makeup off your face. If you're someone like me that doesn't like a makeup wipe because, you know, it kind of tugs at the skin, this cleansing milk just melts everything. It's absolutely amazing. This one is a peel off packed. If you've ever tried a mask that you pretty much put on, I think Walmart sells one that is very popular. It's a cucumber peel off mask. This one literally avoid every hair because this will pull everything out. It's so high impact. It's amazing. When you take this off your skin, it is so smooth because it just takes off, you know, all the dead skin cells, but it's not as harsh as an exfoliant. So if you do have sensitive skin, you can use that. The next one is a collagen pomegranate pack, and this one is something that you use as sort of like a nighttime mask. And it gives your skin hydration, and it gives your skin like protection. So just before bed I put it on sort of like a moisturizer, or just a little bit more than a moisturizer, and it just gives my skin in the morning a really hydrated, dewy feel that throughout the day my skin can really feel nice and hydrated, especially in this weather. Last but not least is my favorite fragrance this year that I discovered. It was later last year, but honestly I have not been this excited about a fragrance in a long time, and it is the Dolce fragrance by Dolce & Gabbana. And you guys are probably thinking, well, she hasn't used, you know, much of it. Oh my goodness, this is a eau de perfume, so it's not a eau de toilette which has, you know, mostly alcohol. This one is perfume. You're getting straight up perfume, so it's expensive, but you need just the tiniest bit, and this just lasts throughout the day. If you love, you know, feminine fragrances that are just not too florally but is still feminine but still has that strong edge to it, that is a fragrance that is perfect for you. But once again, be cautious in how you use it because it is really, really, really strong. And I think that is it, guys. I think this video is already so long that I'm just gonna have a field day editing it. So with that being said, I am going to go right now, and I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.